Nigga!
Hi everyone, thanks for joining us on 2K Sports. NBA action is coming up. This is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. David Aldridge is on our sideline. So with Devont sitting on the bench, here's who's on the floor for Jerry Sloan. Maravich is out there with John Stockton. Then there's Boris Diaw, and it's LeBron James. And it's Adams in at the 5, roaming the paint. And for Chicago, they've got Olajuwon. Morant is out there with Carter. And it's Mutombo, and it's Mashburn in at the small forward. Just take a look at that backcourt, Greg. They got out there a couple of all-time great guards of the Jazz. It's John Stockton and Pete Maravich.
And there's no question the amount of success Stockton brought the Jazz, taking them to a couple finals appearances where he ran into that juggernaut of MJ and the Chicago Bulls.
And great for Maravich. He went to Utah at the end of his career, but still produced.
And he wasn't in a Jazz uniform long, but just as productive for them as he was early in his career.
Whenever Adams gets the ball in close, Alvin knows what to do with it.
And it's Olajuwon with the jam.
And the one-hand slam just looks so pretty when it's in his hand and he's the one doing the slam.
Agreed. He is smooth as silk, even on a power finish.
Part of what makes him unique, guys, that combination of power and polish.
Here's Adams after Chicago picking up a basket just moments ago. Carter against Maravich. The shot's good from Carter.
And the coaching staff wants Carter to attack defenses like this because they know he can get it done with ease.
Outside, Maravich. Down low, Adams. And blocked. That one goes careening off the glass. Fires for 3. And that's good. Vince Carter for 3. Carter's got 5 now.
Hey, that stroke from Carter, as smooth as a baby's bottom.
Outside, James. To the middle, here's Adams. And nothing is falling for him right now. It's been a quick start here for Chicago. Here's Mashburn. And he finishes nicely on the layup.
Nice play, and you can see they're gathering momentum.
And, you know, they need to stay aggressive here. Build the lead up while they've got the chance. Don't waste this opportunity.
Now here's LeBron. And he could not get that one to go. Out of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. It's going to be on Hakeem Olajuwon.
LeBron deals with a ton of physical defense, and he dishes out some physical contact too. But that's why he works so hard on his body. I mean, you might foul him, but you're not going to push him around. No way, Jose.
And both free throws, good for James. We've passed year 20 for LeBron James. Clark, how is he still doing this?
Well, I'd love to find out, but he's got a combination of remarkable DNA and obviously a tremendous work ethic and attention to detail and taking care of his body. But some of it's a blend of good fortune and a lot of hard work. But he's played at a level at his age that I never thought I'd see in basketball. It's different in other sports, but to do what he's doing on the court, it is amazing.
Now James, following the miss by John Morant from deep. And it's rebounded by Mashburn. Chicago leading by 7. Here's Morant. And then Morant slams it in.
How about the authority from Morant? The way he was running, you knew he was aiming to shatter the rim.
And so Stockton will bring it up for Utah.
Timeout.
And the first time out of the game called for Utah.
And they just can't seem to get going offensively.
And I think this timeout, guys, is where you draw up some plays that are guaranteed to create some high percentage shots.
O'Neal's check in for Mutombo.
Substitution on the court.
.156 left in the first quarter. Pass to Halliburton. Adams with the screen on Carter. The Jazz again can't hit it. Chicago leading by 9. Here's Olajuwon. And he can't extend the lead to double digits.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
It's slammed in by Diaw.
And Diaw is so selective when it comes to shooting, but he's not going to pass up those dunks.
They grab their own miss. O'Neal sets the screen for Carter. And another shot. And O'Neal weighs it in.
Yeah, and there it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great inside position.
Carter against Halliburton. It's tipped and stolen by Olajuwon. Carter looking around, releases, and Olajuwon gets it to go on the assist by Carter.
Yeah, they have gone full throttle from the opening tip, showing no signs of letting up.
And, you know, when you've got a chance to put a team away early, you got to take it.
And it's Halliburton missing. Chicago with the ball. They're on a 17-6 run. Morant outside. O'Neal a screen on Stockton. And that one's good. Morant's got 6 points.
I like their focus coming in. Terrific execution so far.
And, you know, it's an all-out effort they've come in with. Very aggressive offense so far.
And it's sent back by Carter. Here's Olajuwon. And he uses the glass on the layup. And that's now 6 points for Hakeem Olajuwon. Here's Bridgman. And that shot was up in time, but doesn't go in. And so it's Chicago. Their lead at 15 going into the break. They've excelled in the open court. Their transition game has allowed them to build this healthy lead. And we'll be back with you shortly. Glad to have you with us, folks. Second quarter of basketball. This game has not exactly been neck and neck, but plenty of time left in this one. And taking a look at Chicago's performance here, guys, what have they been doing or not doing?
Impressive start. They came in with a well-conceived game plan and have executed.
Yeah, you know what? Makes it really easy for the coaching staff in that case. No adjustments needed. Just keep on keeping on.
We've got Brand. Shaquille O'Neal is out there with Garnett. Then it's Iverson, and it's Edwards in at the shooting guard position. So that's the 5 in the game for Chicago. Halliburton, there we go. Now in the scoring column with that make, he is 1 for 4.
Very good composure and control that time by Halliburton, not allowing that physical defense to affect his shot at all.
Here's Iverson. Here's Brand. And terrific work on the offensive glass, and he picks up 2. Brand's got his first bucket in this one. Halliburton kicks to Maravich. Back to Halliburton. To the inside. Got a piece of it. And with that, the Chicago lead is cut down to 13 after the bucket is good from Divac.
Good luck with that. Divac so tough to deal with in the paint.
Shat with a screen on Halliburton. And here's Iverson outside. Score of the basket. Nice shot after missing his first attempt.
Unwilling to let up even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just fanning the flames.
Yeah, I love the fact he doesn't play the score. He just keeps coming, attack mode. He doesn't know how to step off the gas pedal.
Now, here is Halliburton. Pass to Ellis. Shot clock at 6. The Jazz need to get off a shot here. Here's Bridgman. No good there off the double clutch. Chicago leading by 16. The 10-footer. That one a little long. Maravich with it. Iverson picks him up. Halliburton trying to break loose. Here's Brand. Carries it down low. And Chicago leads by 18. And let's get your take, guys, on the hustle stats for Chicago.
Timeout. I love the defensive concentration so far in this one. They're getting out on shooters and really doing a great job of disrupting the rhythm.
And I think we've also got to talk about the tempo they played with right from the get-go. I mean, they've been deadly in transition, too.
Utah calls timeout. Second quarter of play with around 2 minutes gone so far. Inside, here's Diaw, and it's slammed in by Diaw.
And for a power forward, he can sure get up. I mean, because of that leaping ability, it kind of offsets his height disadvantage.
Now here's Iverson over Halliburton. And it's Iverson missing.
And not allowing the shooter even an inch of breathing room on that one.
And, guys, that's exactly the kind of high-impact defense they want to see out of him.
Well, if you don't take care of the ball, fellas, that's what can happen.
Absolutely, Greg. That makes the turnover even more painful.
What, you mean the throwdown at the end? I'll tell you what, fellas, I mean, the highlight shows are going to pain them even more.
Here's Boone. Off target from outside. Chicago leading by 18. Edwards passes to Iverson. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Iverson's got 6 points.
And it's encouraging seeing Iverson just bury the three ball. When he's got that shot going, he is basically unguardable.
And, man, LeBron's taking things into his own hands with that alley-oop. Really impressive.
Mashburn. Off target from three-point range.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
Tyrese Halliburton is flat-out special, Clark. Yeah, you say it all the time. He is an absolute machine on offense.
He really is an orchestrator, a maestro of platinum-level capability. His turnover numbers, outstanding. He's a guy that flirts with the 50, 40, 90 shooting splits and is going to lead the league in assists, I think, a better part of his career going forward. That's how good he is. Diaw's floor awareness and savvy, really off the charts. So good at recognizing how to find open teammates.
Now here's Iverson. He's got 6. Pass to Mashburn. And again, Chicago. No good. Utah trails by 15. It's going to be out of bounds. The Jazz will retain possession. And the Jazz with some changes. Divac comes in for Maravich. And it's Stockton in for Halliburton. There's 49 seconds left in the first half. Divac dishes to James. Over Mashburn. James misses. Chicago leading by 15. Mashburn no good. The Jazz on offense. Outside for Stockton. 6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. LeBron, that's a two-pointer. He squares up and sinks it. James has got 6.
You know, really impossible to know what James is thinking in advance. I mean, especially in these sets.
Wembanyama with the bucket. 9 seconds left to play in the first half. Puts up a deep 3. And no good on the last second attempt this time. And so it's Chicago in command with a 16-point lead as the buzzer sounds. What a night they've had in terms of their shooting. Everything dropping in for them. We'll get you back to the action after this break.
Please direct your attention to center court and get ready for the fan half-court shot. Drums, please. And measuring number 6. Oh, so close. Give it up for the participants.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next 2 quarters are any different from the first 2. So far, it has been a runaway. You have to like what you're seeing from John Morant.
He's done a fantastic job of finding open space to operate within the first few quarters.
And you know what? It helped that they had a few guys with very hot hands on the perimeter, too.
Utah trails by 16. So with Divac sitting on the bench, here's who's on the floor for Jerry Sloan. Boris Diaw is out there with LeBron James. Then there's Maravich. Then it's Stockton. And it's Adams in at the 5 spot. A nice shot by Carter.
Hey, nobody on this floor, or any floor for that matter, is out-leaping Vince. So that really allows Carter down low to do his thing.
Now, here is Maravich. Scoreless thus far. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
First personal foul.
Utah is shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the night.
At the line for the Jazz, Pete Maravich taking 2 shots.
First free throw is good.
And when you think of Maravich, his ball handling and passing comes to mind. He's really sublime and unique in those categories.
And that's another area where he is just a superb player. Excellent at the free throw line.
And Young kicks to Brand. Had the space there, but it's offline.
Well, they'll be happy with that look, even though it didn't fall.
You know what? That's a confidence shaker for him, though. I mean, that's a shot he expects to make every time.
Now, here is Young. Pete Maravich misses his last shot. We're talking about Trae Young here, GA. What stands out most about him to you?
Well, Kevin, I'd say just how confident he is, right? He plays with that unique energy and swagger. You love him if he's on your team and can't stand him if he's playing against you.
5 on the clock. Puts it up from 15. And the rejection by Brand. And it's Olajuwon with the jam.
Boy, that's so difficult to stop. Once Olajuwon gets near the rim, you got to be ready for him to rise up and throw it down.
And the Jazz call time here. Right around a minute and a half played here in the 3rd quarter. Adams sets the pick for LeBron. To the paint. And Adams with the slam.
Watching LeBron in the pick and roll is artistry in motion. Timing, precision, everything's right on the mark.
Carter with a screen on Stockton. Pass to Carter. The basket good. Off the assist from Young. Carter's got 10 points.
I tell you what, it's almost like stealing to watch how he plays the game from this seat.
James looking around. Six to shoot. Can't hit that one. Great D that time from Brand. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. It goes on Pete Maravich.
Boy, Hakeem's size makes him hard to match up against, especially when he's determined to score inside.
Olajuwon drops them both. Just under 2.5 minutes into the third quarter now. Adams sets the pick for James. Looking for Adams. He gets it there. Nice pass. Led him to the rack perfectly for the layup.
This is where you let Adams get busy now. I mean, a big man with some nice moves down low. Let him go to work.
Young against Stockton. Here's Olajuwon. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
First personal foul.
Oh, the officials are all over that one.
Clearly a foul. I mean, didn't give him any choice but to blow the whistle. I mean, you got to play without fouling.
And Olajuwon drops them both.
You know, on the floor, Keem just doesn't have a physical advantage. He's also very mentally tough. He brings a lot of focus to his game.
2 minutes remaining.
Now, here's Diaz. Basket good. He has 6.
Yeah, the D has not been able to keep the ball out of the paint at that end of the floor.
Now, here is Young. Hasn't made one yet. Here's the 3. Offensive rebound. Shoots the 3. And again, Chicago. No good. Utah trails by 19. Here's Stockton. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. And Carter picks one up.
When you talk about guys who just know how to play the game, Stockton at the top of that list.
Shoot 2.
And the first one drops.
Tell you what, if you let me pick just one point guard to run my offense, man, you could not go wrong with John Stockton. He might be my first pick. He's a prototypical textbook point guard.
So Chicago ends up going with the new group. Now, here's Doncic. O'Neal is screen on Stockton. And it falls over the rim and in.
Savvy play call that time by Luka, creating some room for himself out there. Got some space, just what he needed.
And Clark, it's hard to compare Luka Doncic to any other player we've seen before.
I would certainly agree with that. Ditto to that, Kevin, because he is unique. His pace is never hurried. He never gets rattled. He complains to officials a little bit more than I'd like to see, but he's strong. He's got great touch and feel, and he scores at all 3 levels, and he's a brilliant passer. Really good work from Bridgman that time. Excellent at drawing the foul on his way up.
Line for 2.
The first one falls. Evans is checked in for the Jazz. Ellis comes in for Boris Diaw. Both good from the line that time.
And Bridgman is a real jolt of energy for this team. He's a guy who can score in a hurry.
Doncic outside. A 3-pointer is right on target. Doncic has got 5 now.
Shaq doing a nice job setting that screen.
Pass to Bridgman. Fires from the line. The rebound by Garnett. Chicago leading by 20. Here's Mashburn. That's good, and so Garnett with the assist.
And this is how special Mashburn is on the drive, using that athleticism to just explode towards the rim.
Maravich the pass to Stockton. Maravich kicks to Stockton. Outside Maravich. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
Pistol Pete, oozing with natural talent, but behind the scenes, he puts in a lot of work too.
The Jazz have been at their finest 4 at the free throw line tonight. 8 attempts, 8 makes. That free throw, no good. And he's good on the second. 9 seconds left to play in the third. Here's Doncic. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Doncic has got 7 points for the quarter.
When you allow good scorers to get uncontested shots at the rim, no wonder you're losing.
You know, he should be getting extra attention from the defense, not less.
The 3 quarters of play all in the books, and this one all but over already. It's Chicago running away with this one. We'll take a quick break, then get you back to the action. And we reach the 4th quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. And so it's Doncic with it. He brings it up for Chicago. They lead by the biggest margin of the game, 23 points. Doncic out there with Edwards. Then it's Victor Wembanyama. Then it's Garnett. And it's Mashburn in at the 3. So that's the 5 in the game for Chicago. Now here's LeBron. Here's Boone. The rebound by Garnett. Garnett's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Here is Edwards. Launches it. Drains the three-pointer. Edwards got his first 3 points of the game.
It's been this way since halftime. Tremendous production from beyond the arc.
Boy, it's been a 3-point barrage. They came out gunning and have not stopped.
Now, here is Halliburton. Three-pointer. Another miss by Utah. Halliburton against Edwards. Here's Wembanyama. And he lays it straight in.
And few defenders to ever play in this league have the ability to slow Wembanyama inside.
Halliburton against Doncic. And it's Halliburton missing. This has been a one-sided affair.
Yeah, they've done a nice job of extending their lead and maintaining that intensity level. Offensively, defensively, they are in total control.
And don't leave out the coaching staff here now. I mean, their game plan has been perfect.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Here's Boone. Hits it from three-point range.
Halliburton has such a really good feel for the game. He knows exactly how to get his guys to step up.
Wembanyama outside. For 3, Edwards. Back to Wembanyama. Over Diaw. Here's Mashburn. Well, it was only a matter of time that they finally get the bucket. Mashburn's got 4 this quarter. Garnett against James. Diaw, the screen. From the wing. Buries the jump shot.
The assist, LeBron James.
The way, Greg, they're sharing the ball tonight, mesmerizing.
Everyone's getting to touch it, and everyone's contributing.
Now, here's Doncic. To shoot. The long distance 3 is buried.
Wow. I don't know if anything's out of Doncic's range.
So it's the Jazz now. Pass to Bridgman.
2 minutes.
1:56 left in the 4th quarter. Boone. It's stolen by Garnett. Here's Mashburn. And here's Doncic from the arc. Utah with the rebound. Yao's got 6 rebounds in the game. Doncic with the steal. A 3-ball. That drops. Nice feed that time from Wembanyama. And now we'll get perspective here on how the hustle game has been going for Chicago.
I like the fact that they've been very aggressive at the defensive end, tenacious. They're jumping passing lanes and coming away with a lot of steals.
And one other thing they have done well has been scoring in transition, looking to run whenever they can.
And here is Doncic after Tyrese Halliburton was able to get the triple.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
Big block that time by Garnett, using every inch of that frame to get the block.
Here's Mashburn. Finds the bottom of the bucket from 13 feet out.
And even with the big lead, he remains focused on the task at hand.
Yeah, and you know, that is some shaky and shoddy defensive work. They got to tighten it up.
Now, here is Halliburton. From past the arc. The rebound by Garnett. There's 38 seconds left in the game. Here's Edwards. Rebound, Utah. Here's James, and the dunk by James.
An ultra competitor in everything he does. LeBron doesn't go up just for the simple layup. He wants to throw it down.
A shot by Wembanyama, no good. And here is James. And so Chicago takes this one, and by a big margin. This game may not have been the most exciting we've ever seen, but you have to appreciate just what a clinical performance they put on.
I know their fans appreciated it, and we saw at times just stretches of excellent defense. Potency from an offensive standpoint as well. They were pretty much dominant.
And that'll do it, folks. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan along with our terrific 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. And now, our player of the game, Jamal Mashburn.